Greetings friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Love Fuller and I am here with a chit chat video about the fact that you can use your powers for evil or you can use them for good, or of course vice versa, which is actually better. You can use your powers for good or you can use them for evil, and I believe that you can still get the same results. So why am I talking about this? I have experienced a couple of people who posted on YouTube that seem to be using their great powers but for evil, like for not, you know, to like trick people. Okay, so first of all, let me just say, I'm not talking about anybody that I watch or, you know, that I know or who watches me. So I'm not talking about you, basically. One person is a famous person, and that's Kevin Trudeau. I was one of my friends was telling me about this this audiobook called Your Wish is Your Command, which I love. And she was like very excited about it. She was like, take the exit. She was just telling me that the way that this man Kevin Trudeau is talking really appeals to her and it speaks to her, and she can really understand and like integrate the concepts really well by listening to this video of his, Your Wish is Your Command. So I think that first of all, the content in general is good. You can use your powers for good. He has a gift. If you ever remember Kevin Trudeau, he had been on like all these like infomercials at night, talking about like the health cure, miracle cure for health or something. Basically, I remember him talking about, you know, nutrition and healthy foods and how genetically modified foods. I mean, I'm not sure if exactly, I didn't really, you know, he was actually saying genetically modified, but basically that your food you could use food to your good or not so much. So basically how nutrition is healthy and good. And I remember that, I know he was selling some book, and I actually have that book. I bought that book from secondhand store, you know, Goodwill or whatever. Actually, I had it. I'm not sure if I still have it because I did a purge on my bookshelf. But I might have purged it because I think I looked at it and it wasn't like, there wasn't that much like real actual good information, which I found out about later. Okay, so basically we're watching the video and he's teaching all of these law of attraction strategies. To me, as a person who's been studying the law of attraction, I mean, I would say full time, like full on since right towards Salem, maybe like 2000. I would say full on since 2000, but I was raised in the continue for 1 kilometer by a mom who believed in that, and like, you know, I would, you know, was in like the kind of circles of being raised and stuff. Anyway, I am very familiar with the teachers of this general concept and also the broader concept, and he makes reference to these people that he learned from. I remember when I first heard him, you know, heard that he's talking about this stuff, I was like, oh, so now he's switched what he's peddling. And I didn't realize in my research, I found out that he did just a Google search, I found out that he's done a lot more he's also done a lot more like selling of different things in between that time and now. But the time that I saw him do nutrition stuff and now this law of attraction stuff. But basically what I thought was just so crazy was that he's like telling you, in some cases, I'm telling you that where he's getting this information from, that where he's learned it from, and at the same time he's discrediting the sources. He's saying that, you know, what is your evidence these people are multimillionaires, or what is their evidence that they have ever, even like, okay, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. He's like, well, he really got this information secondhand. It's not really his information. You have to consider your source. And he kept like pointing back to himself, like, okay, I'm a good source because, you know, I'm a like a Mason or like a 30, I can't remember, like a whatever 50 millionth degree Mason, whatever, and that he's, you know, and part of the brotherhood and all this kind of stuff. But basically, you know, I can see that he basically even like repackaged. What in the world they're telling me to do? There's no street here. I can see that he basically even repackaged some of like the wording for like Abraham Hicks, when she talks about being in the vortex, and he's calling it being in the sweet spot. And he's just he's just discrediting all of these people, just saying that, you know, they're so-called gurus, and just like, I'm just like, this is so crazy. This guy's like using these people's work, studying these other people's stuff, and like, and is like disparaging them, but using his words to convince people by repetition, these different strategies that people use to convince people, using his powers, you know, to convince people that, you know, they should look to him as the guru. Something else was weird. I was like, this guy doesn't even look like he's doesn't even seem like he's actually even talking to a group of people. So like, what is going on? And it turns out that as I'm listening, I'm like, this is weird. He's like pretending like he's talking to people. So I go and look on the comments. Two things I found. One, corroboration that I wasn't crazy. Lots of people are saying it's like, this guy's pretending that he's talking to people. Somebody, probably him, in the comment section is saying that, you know, it's really real. I was there at one of his, at this event and whatever, but it's just so like obviously like fake, like he's in the studio or at home or whatever, just so fake. Probably making up made up people. It's just so weird. And then another thing I saw on the comments was that he's serving time in prison for using his powers for evil, defrauding people out of their money, tricking them, you know, check fraud, bank fraud, all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, wow, that is just so crazy. He's in jail for 10 years. He doesn't get out until 2022. I mean, just unbelievable. Like, you know, thank goodness I can like detect. I still think that his, you know, what he had to teach there is fine. But like I'm saying, thank goodness I can detect the foolishness. What is it? I can detect the foolishness, but what in the world? Yeah, thank goodness I can detect the foolishness, but it's just so crazy. Then yesterday, the reason I'm talking about this now is that there's a regular YouTuber on YouTube that someone brought to my attention. Again, another one of my friends brought to my attention, but not in the same whatever, you know, same way, like just mentioning. I go on this guy's channel, and he's talking about like why he lost his subscribers, like, you know, how YouTube just did this purge of subscribers, and he's talking about how why he lost so many subscribers. You know, in the past, this guy had been I'm not saying his name because he's like a smaller channel. In the past, this guy, and plus like I said, I don't even know him, but in the past, this guy has been accused of buying subscribers because they were like, you know, oh, you know, his channel just blew up overnight. You can see all these, like, you know, they would get like thousands of views as soon as their video came up, or like, you know, all of a sudden they got thousands of views, but they would have like very few comments and stuff. And now that person, you know, he has built his channel back up. You know, I mean, built his channel from, even if he did buy those subscribers, he has built his channel up to the point where, you know, he has, you know, really like thousands of subscribers, you know, tens of thousands of subscribers that are left after the YouTube purge. And I think it's awesome. You can just see that, you know, he really did the work that was necessary. But, and then I'm listening to his video, and the guy is smart. But what is he doing? He's of course not admitting anything, you know, wrongdoing of his own, but he's saying that basically it's because of the subscribers not participating on the channel that he's losing the views. And he's like, I'm not trying to you know, make you feel badly or whatever, but basically that's the deal. If it, you know, if you were participating more, then I would this is not taking you to the right place. Basically saying if you were to participate more, then I would I would be able to, he's saying if you would participate more, then I would be able to what is it? Is there something that way? Okay. If he was saying that if he had been able to participate more. What the hell? This is not right. Saying that if the viewers had been able to participate more, then okay, this is not right. Then he wouldn't have lost his subscribers, and you know, basically, you know, you need to share, subscribe, ring the bell, and all this stuff in order for him to be successful. And you know, now, you know, he's, you know, disheartened, but basically, you know, he's here for his, you know, all his viewers. He really loves his viewers, but you know, basically this is a ploy to get the people to ring the bell and comment. And I'm like, this guy is brilliant. So okay, using the powers for good. He could have built his channel from scratch from the beginning, you know, without fake subscribers, because the guy is really smart, and you can see how he's hustled and he's built his channel. He could also, I mean, I guess he needs to save face, or I mean, I don't know. I mean, who knows if he actually bought those subscribers, but it looks like it. YouTube was like, look, took away tens and tens of thousands of subscribers in one day. And like I said, he'd already been accused of that, and he just was like, yeah, no, it's because of you guys not participating. So participate. And so I'm sure he's getting more engagement. People are like, oh, you know, you're right, I've been just lurking, I haven't been commenting more. Okay, yeah, no, I didn't have the bell rung. Oh, I'm gonna ring the bell. I rung the bell now. And, you know, asking for feedback. Well, did you ring the bell? Because I want to know, like, who these people have left, and I really feel sorry for them. They're missing out on my content. And it was just crazy, just a trip. Anyway, I gotta go. Use your powers for good, people, because I don't know, I just feel like the guy's in prison. This guy is so smart. He could have made his millions by not defrauding people, not having that slickness about him. You know, meanwhile, I'm talking the person who, yeah, anyway. Let me go, because this is not taking me in the right place, and I'm mega lost. So, let me go. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think, losing your powers? And I'm talking about the power of, like, they has the gift of gab, you know. Both of these guys have the gift of gab. They have the gift, you know, to like engage people. Their content is good, but why disparage others? Why, you know, lie? Why cheat? Why sneak? And I'm not saying, okay, I'm squeaky clean, I've never done anything, whatever. I'm just saying that in the long run, you don't want to end up in prison or disgraced, or, you know, when on top of the work that you've already done, you know. That's the problem, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna go for real now. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ciao, friends. Use your powers for good.